Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live, really big podcast with myself, your host, Seb Gran, HirosKnight. Ollie's with us. Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Mike.
Good evening.
Jack.
Hello.
And Peter Shipway.
Hello there.
Yay, Peter Shipway.
My mic's working now.
Oh God, he's not here, is he?
Yeah, so we're going out live. So, you can watch this live and, feel free to say hello.
At least that fool Seb isn't here.
Do you pity me?
Oh yeah, he's a dick, isn't he?
Oi, 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 oi.
I mean, he hasn't introduced himself, so he can't be here, can he?
I have introduced myself
Yes,
at the very
that was
beginning
The
of the
first
show.
thing he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed it.
It'd
Probably
be like,
because
who wants to be a millionaire if he didn't say, hi, I'm Chris Tarrant, if he just went, oh, we're going to win some money. But
I
yeah,
don't think that
We
would
don't wanna
work.
do that.
Right, I can't find the link to the stream.
it's live, I'm watching it, Pete. And there's one person watching, so I assume that's me.
Yeah.
That's about the full extent of viewers you're probably going to get.
Yeah.
You
Probably.
never know,
That's
sharing is
inspiring,
caring on
Jack.
Facebook.
Yeah, but without further ado, I'm going to go on with the sort of staple of the show, which is the week's odd news.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, listen up. Somebody has got comments about their dog being too scary. So, do you know what they did?
What did they do?
They painted their dog purple, and they got death threats for doing it.
Huh.
Okay.
They painted their
I
dog
didn't hear
purple.
that.
Surely,
Pete,
like,
they painted their dog purple, Pete.
Oh, for
try and
God.
stop a dog from being looking too scary.
Yeah, to try and stop it from looking scary.
Fucking hell, that's really dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
it's like in
Oh,
James
surely,
Bond, they killed the woman by painting her gold. So, yeah.
Yeah. Surely,
Right,
you know
I've shared the link.
what's wrong with
Thanks,
what's
Pete.
wrong with dressing a,
Oh,
a
it's
dog in a
Well, yeah,
cardigan or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Seb, you need to change the title
What
of the
from?
video
What from?
because it still says episode 1.
Oh, balls. I'll do
change
that.
it. Change it after.
I'll
after
change
we're
it
done.
afterwards. I don't think anybody will care. Other than...
I care.
Oh, of course you
I
do.
care significantly.
Anyway, what were you saying, Mike? Everybody interrupted you.
Well, just surely hasn't these people ever heard of like a dog cardigan or something? You know, like dress it up a little bit. Before, wasn't it-
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mike. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I mean, well, who's ever seen a very big scary dog looked at it's wearing humanoid clothes and thought, no.
That's true.
Oh.
I mean, it's like the Wampa from Star Wars would have looked a bit less intimidating if it was wearing a cardigan.
Yeah, I mean, a cardigan is like the ultimate, like, scary nullifier, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't take anyone serious if they're wearing a cardigan.
A cardigan and a bobble hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Hi
guess it
there.
depends on how it's worn, because I think a cardigan could also be interpreted as an animal pelt.
But no, it's just a normal off-the-shelf cardigan. It's still got a River Island label on.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, that's why Mr. Rogers is just so adored and so
Yeah,
not.
I mean, Mr. Rogers isn't going to be murdering anyone anytime soon.
Isn't he?
I want you to think.
Precisely. The fact that you're not thinking that means he's probably doing it right now.
It would be the ultimate cover, but it's just, if you want to make anything less intimidating, make it wear a cardigan.
Cover,
Yeah.
So-
unintended.
It's like Jurassic Park. No one would have been frightened of the T-Rex if it was wearing a cardigan, like a big old cardigan.
I think you'll find they will actually, because it's still got a big mouth.
But people would be laughing at the fact that the sleeves would just be long and dangling because the arms are too short.
And besides,
No, I
there's
think-
there's a lot of scary things with big mouths that wear cardigans across the current day-to-day life. I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah. So, Ollie, what do you reckon about this? The purple dog.
I think
That
people are
sounds like a
fucking
pub.
stupid.
They are. And if you want to hear more about fucking stupid people, get
I was
this.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Exactly. If
If
anyone's
you want to hear
listening,
more about stupid people, you've come to the right place.
yes. Also, if anyone's listening, please don't paint your dog purple. It's not good for them.
No, definitely not.
I can't believe I have to say that, but I wouldn't want anyone listening to this and then deciding to paint their dog purple.
All things considered, it's not the worst thing I've heard ever happen to a dog.
What is the worst thing you've ever heard happen to a dog?
I believe my dad told me a story that some very, very cruel owner put their dog in the washing machine.
Oh, God. How did that come out in the wash?
And the dog still loved him afterwards.
Well,
Wow.
I suppose it was nice and soapy.
That's not the point. All spinning around like that. The poor thing must have been terrified.
Oh! Was it clean afterwards, at least?
Seb, that's not the point.
No, the point is, it would have been a waste if it was still a mucky dog. What kind of dogger was it?
I don't know.
One that was choking on
I've
bolts
shared
in
the
water
stream.
force.
But the thing is, if it's a poodle, then would it turn your underwear pink?
I don't know. I've been trying not to think about that story for a while.
Poor dog. Poor dog.
While we're on the subject of dogs, I would like to carry on a discussion I had with Ollie earlier regarding Mickey Mouse's rights to have Pluto as a pet.
Go on, what was this?
Goofy
What?
is a dog, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
He is also a citizen.
Yes.
Correct.
This would mean that unless there are different degrees of animal sentience, which is not established, Pluto would also be considered a citizen as he is also a dog. Therefore, owning him as a pet is tantamount to slavery.
I agree.
And for that reason, Mickey Mouse isn't allowed to have a pet. Because what else is he supposed to have as a pet?
He can't have a pet. There's no concept of pets in this world.
So therefore, Mickey Mouse is not allowed to have a pet because he is an animal/citizen. That is discrimination.
It's discrimination for it to be the other way around. It's discrimination to keep a mute person as a slave. I mean, the Pet Shop Boys wouldn't be called the Pet Shop Boys; they'd be called the Slave Shop Boys.
I don't consider that to be altogether relevant, given the fact that Mickey obviously keeps Pluto. So he treats him well. He keeps him healthy.
So if a slaveholder treats their slaves well, is it still wrong?
I mean, Watto was a likeable fella, but he was still a slave.
This is like the old Civil War argument of, oh, it's okay, they like being slaves, oh, they treat them well. You know, it's like that. I feel like we're having a 1860s argument here.
I'd say that was debatable regarding the 1860s part, but I'm talking about Mickey Mouse's right to have a pet, which apparently should not be allowed just because he is part of a world where animals are allowed to become sentient beings, and because some of them aren't.
Jack, you'd allow somebody a slave as long as they treated the slave well and kept a roof over their heads and was nice to them.
Is a slave if he's treated like a slave?
Well, no, he's a human being who owns another human being. Yes. I mean,
right, hold on.
If I owned you legally, Jack, you'd still be my slave even if I didn't really ask you to do anything. It's still the principle behind it.
But, you said which some of them aren't. We don't know that some of them aren't. Pluto could just be a mentally handicapped dude.
Yeah.
But he doesn't act like one.
He does. He doesn't talk and he acts like a dog.
That's because he is a dog.
So is Goofy. So is Goofy.
The irony of all of this is that Pluto is easily the most normal character in the entire Disney cartoon
because he's the one who doesn't talk.
He's the only one who acts like he is. And because Mickey Mouse is also an animal, that suddenly means he doesn't have the right to have a pet. Even if he treats that pet well, keeps him healthy, and keeps him happy. That is discrimination.
How did we get onto this?
What would you care to weigh in on this, Pete?
It was part of my Kingdom Hearts stream earlier today. Well, Disney characters and talking about it came up. I said I always thought it was weird that Goofy being a dog and Pluto also being a dog. Is there a different subspecies of dog? Because if not, then Mickey Mouse is just keeping a mentally handicapped guy as a pet.
Basically, yeah. Ollie, weigh in on this. I mean, not Jack. I mean, Pete and Mike, weigh in on this.
As for different subspecies, I mean, if you count the fact that there are different
subspecies, like, would it be acceptable to have a Neanderthal as a slave just because they're technically not a Homo sapien?
I don't.
If they were still about,
I don't want to touch that.
Keep in mind, there are different species of human, and scientists reckon that despite not having the same linguistic skills as Homo sapiens, they're roughly as intelligent.
Right. Okay. And did well, if he gave consent, then I suppose it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't mean in a kinky way. I mean in an actual holding a slave way, not in a master-servant sort of submissive kind of
50
way.
Shades of Grey.
Yeah, not in that kind of way. I mean in an actual having a slave kind of way.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying that slavery should be legal as long as the slave consents to being a slave?
Yeah, but then at which point it just becomes involved.
But are they still a slave, or are they just somebody who's doing jobs for free?
I think it's a case of that's probably a bit more than whether or not it's a case of consent.
So how would slavery work if a slave would just go up to the slave owner and say, "Nah, I don't want to be a slave anymore"? Yeah, that's all right.
If the slave would just go off and die somewhere, then I would unless they were given the proper instruction not to.
What? What? So I order you not to die, and what would they disobey their owner if they, I don't know, contracted syphilis and died?
We're now going to talk about the Ood from Doctor Who. That it was said that they would just pine away and die if they weren't given orders. And it is conceivable that without Mickey Mouse as an owner, Pluto would probably go off somewhere and die because he'd have no one to feed him. And Homo sapiens, they died out because they didn't have anyone to look after because they couldn't survive.
I am genuinely confused. I don't know who's arguing for slavery, who's arguing against it. I don't know what's going on. It's like the most retarded debate on slavery that really should have been settled 100 years ago.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I've never actually used the word slavery. I'm arguing the rights of an individual to have a pet.
But if a pet's a human...
But the pet isn't a human. He is a dog.
But the dog is a human, and the...
But the dog isn't a human.
It's a world of anthropomorphic animals.
They're anthropomorphic. So...
that's right, because he's anthropomorphic, he can't have a pet. That's discrimination.
I have to say, folks, this has escalated really quickly.
I like how Jack says that you're discriminating against slaveholders by not letting them hold slaves.
I'm not saying anything of the like.
So you're saying that in the Civil War, the North were racist for not allowing Southerners to have slaves?
I am saying nothing of the sort. I have never actually used the word slave.
Abraham Lincoln, that old racist, not letting anyone have slaves anymore? He's just against the South.
I'm saying you're discriminating against anthropomorphic life. I can't pronounce it right now.
It's okay, I know what you mean. Right.
I'm saying you're discriminating against that minority. You really...
There are a majority in that universe.
I'm not entirely sure we can actually go on saying the word slavery and all the 1860s stuff, because someone's actually might get offended.
Yes, indeed.
We'll get demonetised.
This night, Seb.
Not that we are monetised.
Yeah. Okay, we're still on the first news article, so I'll move on to the second one, I think.
Yeah,
I was arguing an anthropomorphic life form's a right to have a pet. Nothing else. Nothing to do with slavery whatsoever.
Okay.
Has anyone seen that GIF I've just sent?
Yeah.
I'll watch it when I'm not doing the stream.
I think it's stupid, Pete.
Anyway, this second bit of news. Right, listen to this. A woman paid a model to try and seduce her boyfriend to test him to see, if he's worth marrying, like if he'd cheat on her, give him the chance. But anyway, he did resist her advances, and he actually said to the model that he's going to meet up with her girlfriend. So, that sounds all good, right, guys?
I'm busy, Elnay!
Oh, God. But, yeah... That sounds...
What's this?
I don't know.
Everyone stop.
Pete, are you still with us?
Yes.
But yeah, that sounds all innocent, right?
Okay.
But afterwards, the
Sorry
model...
about that.
It's alright. The model followed him to where he was meeting with his girlfriend, but then it emerged that the girlfriend he was referring to was another woman, and he was leading a double life the whole time.
Wow. That's actually a pretty clever way of rooting it out.
Yeah, but she never suspected it. That came completely out of the blue. He was just seeing if he'd cheat on her for the model, but he didn't.
He didn't, but that doesn't mean he wasn't.
No, he was cheating with someone else, just not the model. So yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
Wow, that's okay.
Crazy.
It is. If you don't want to be with someone, don't be with them. You know what I mean?
But he was with both of them, you see. That's the thing.
I know. I think
Get them on
it's a
Jeremy
classic
Kyle.
case of his eyes were too big that was bigger than his stomach. If you know what I mean.
Do you think that the woman was right to test him like that?
No, but
It did give dividends, didn't it?
It yielded results, but it is questionable.
But like either way, it's a lose-lose situation. I mean,
I don't
he was in the
think I would
wrong.
want to. I don't think I would want to marry someone who had exhibited such a lack of trust.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm with you on that, Ollie.
Like the fact that her lack of trust was unwittingly well founded is irrelevant.
So basically, 3 out of 4 people were wrong in this situation. The guy was wrong for cheating. She was wrong for mistrusting him. The model was wrong for being in on all this in the first place. The only person who did anything right was the woman who was obliviously, being cheated on.
I think this is just an observation on my part.
Go on, Jack.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true, but it's conceivable that individuals who have that lack of trust in people probably have it because they expect the same thing because they have also done things that are wrong.
That's
a good point.
So you're saying
that only dishonest people have suspicious minds.
I'm suspecting that as a theory, as per observation.
It is more common for dishonest people to have suspicious minds. Let's not deal in absolutes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I wouldn't deal in absolutes on that one, but I think there might be a correlation. So Jack's got some merit in what he's saying.
Yes, absolutely.
As long as we don't say that everyone who can be suspicious of others are themselves deceitful automatically.
I mean, I can be manipulative, but I've never actually done anything so horribly unforgivable.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Does that mean you guys should treat me with suspicion?
Not really. I mean, got no motive to, screw us over.
How do you know?
Because why would
God,
you?
he's putting thoughts in my mind now.
It's what I do, Seb.
Or keep
So,
your wits about you. That's all I say about in any relationship. Really, keep your wits about you.
True, but yeah.
Does it really seem like living if you have to be
This reminds me
constantly
of a play
vigilant?
I saw.
Go on, Pete. Tell us about the play.
It's basically a family where everyone is cheating on everyone.
Everyone's cheating on even the baby.
That's the part, Pete, where you say there wasn't ever a baby.
Well, there was almost a baby.
Oh God, that sounds tragic.
What a terrible way to be brought into this world.
I like how Pete made it tragic all of a sudden.
Wow.
Right,
Okay,
that's getting
do we
a bit
have
confusing.
another odd news article?
Yeah, we do. Thanks, Ollie. I was just about to come to that. American parents are complaining because their children are watching Peppa Pig and adopting British accents and pronouncing words in a British way.
Okay.
Anyone's parents should be complaining if their kids are watching Peppa Pig.
I never
think
got
that-
Peppa Pig. I
think there are.
I hate it.
I happen to think that there are a number of things going in the US which parents should be complaining about a bit more, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But, would you be bothered if your children were watching an American show and they got an American accent?
Well, an American accent.
What were you saying, Pete? I mean, whatever your name is, Ollie.
Well, I wouldn't because I don't think it would stick. because I watched American shows all the time as a kid. I never picked up the accent. The trick here is to talk to your child.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So you're saying that American parents
Hang on a
just
minute.
talk to
I'll
their
be right
children?
back.
All right, Pete.
Remember
Pete's
the
AFK.
Remember the wise words of Bender. Have you ever considered sitting down, turning the TV off, sitting down with your kids, and hitting them?
That's illegal in this day and age.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I've got
I'm
one.
not condoning that. I was doing an impression.
I've got some more odd news. I'm going to skip point number 4 because it's a doozy and I think that Pete needs to hear this. Right, the next one...
I'm back.
Oh, Pete's back. Okay, I'll go straight to the next bit of odd news then. Pete.
Have you ever noticed it's interesting on how terrible Bender is with children? I mean, given the fact that he talks about having them beaten and how he treated his own son.
Yeah. Anyway, the next bit of odd news. A 12-year-old boy in China had to have surgery to remove 39 magnetic balls from his penis. So, what do you guys think of that?
39.
39
I'm trying not to think about it. That's what my thoughts on the matter is.
Wow.
The balls on that kid.
I know.
They'd have to be very small.
They were little balls, but he inserted them out of curiosity, and they got stuck in a U shape in his urinary tract. It was impossible to just pull them out, so they did some mildly invasive surgery and remove them, but he can urinate again now, which is good.
What was he curious about?
I have no idea. It just said he inserted them out of curiosity. What do you think of that, Pete? I need your opinion.
It's okay to not have one, really.
I don't know what I'd say on that.
Me neither.
39, though.
Well, it's not really something that you hear every day, is it?
Well, I'd be worried if it was.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah.
Okay, more odd news.
This, gentlemen, is why we need war.
Why?
Is what Sam would say.
We should have Sam on the show soon. Okay. Right, a woman had sex with her husband one day.
No!
Really?
Unheard of!
What the
Scandalous.
hell these days?
But yeah, she said it was the best sex of her life. Turns out it was his identical twin.
Oh.
Is that really odd news, or is it a joke?
No, it's odd news. I like how there's a lot of infidelity news this week.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, I wouldn't say that was odd news. I was just like, that's awkward.
Would you consider that cheating? Would you just say, close enough?
Well, I don't know. Did she
of course it's cheating.
swing, or was it just?
What were you
She
saying?
didn't know she was
If it's
cheating at
honest
the
No,
time.
he knew, but she didn't know.
Oh, well,
She
just
thought
like
it was her husband, but he obviously was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do here.
Well, I guess that's a forgivable offence on her part, but he needs to be ostracised, probably.
Absolutely.
That reminds me of that bit from Austin Powers.
Go on, Pete.
where,
What?
where he sees his clone in bed with.
Yeah, I can imagine that husband is going to be spending a few nights on the sofa.
He'll be
not-
beside
it's
himself,
fine.
won't he? Hey,
Yeah,
he'll be
he will
beside
be.
himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, another one. A petition to the US government with 4 million signatures has been submitted to change the name of fire ants to Spicy Boys.
What?
Really?
Why?
here.
Who's typing? That's very loud.
I
Oh,
thought
sorry,
that
that
was
was just me.
Of course it was Mike. Oh, we're not entertaining enough for you.
Oh, yeah, you are, definitely.
Are you not entertained?
But yeah, what do you think of that Spicy Boys petition?
I'd sign it.
Yeah, me too. They should be called Spicy Boys. Call them what they are.
Spicy boys.
It's a lot
If
more
that's how they
intelligent
want
than...
to identify.
It's
What's
a lot
that?
more...
If that's how they want to identify.
Well, No, has anybody asked the fire ants what they want to be called? Like, they'd probably say something like pss, 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 pss. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what noise an ant makes. Do
It's
they
a lot
make a
more
noise?
intelligent. It's a lot more intelligent than some of the news I've heard people some of the laws people passing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you think that the US government should rename them? Do they have the authority to rename them internationally?
I don't know that they do.
Whether they do or not, they still should, just because it might catch on. Spicy boys. What other animal names would you come up with for animals? Would you rename dogs doggos?
No.
No.
I would rename geese as Cobra Chicken.
Yes!
Cobra chicken. They can be quite lethal, can't they?
There's other ones, like, you know, snakes can be called danger noodles.
Or wasps could just be called hell nopes.
Yes!
It's like that Pokemon meme
What's that,
where
Pete?
people rename all the Pokemon.
Okay.
What, you mean like that video online?
What video?
Muhammad Abi.
Yeah, the one where the guy who talks about video games changes all their names. Oh, I'm going off track.
Seb's talking about honest trailers.
Yeah, that one, Honest Traders. Yeah. Okay, I've got.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I've got a couple more.
Hey, you know what they could give? You know what they could call spiders?
Go on, Jack.
This, I think.
Jack, fuck off.
What?
I think that
I
Jack
haven't
just
even seen
offended
it
people.
yet, and I know what it is.
Okay, I've got two
Oh,
more
did I
bits.
not put it on the right thing?
Yeah, alright, I see it.
I've got two more slivers of
that's actually
news.
quite cute, that is. I like that.
I don't.
I'm glad you liked it,
Picture
Mike.
of a spider,
Alright.
I'm told.
I love
Alright.
spiders,
Yeah,
but
Tweet time.
Alright,
one.
Okay. Did you have another news?
I've got
story
two
thing?
more. First one's a short one. The world's fattest hedgehog has been discovered in Paraguay. It can't curl into a ball anymore, and it weighs as much as a Great Dane dog.
Wow.
That is one fat fucking hedgehog. What happened to Sonic?
Apparently, the owners like to feed it cake.
How
must have been a
big is
lot of-
it? Is
that
there
must
a
have been a-
picture?
That must
I
have been
was
a lot
looking
of
for a
cake.
picture, but there was no picture of the article, sadly.
Hey, do you remember that hamster from Malcolm in the Middle that was just put in its ball with a load of hamster food in it, and then the next time we saw it, it literally expanded all the way to the edges of the sphere of the hamster ball.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the hedgehog. Like, poor
Yeah.
hedgehog being all fat and big. Pete, what do you think about this?
Well,
What caused the hedgehog to be so... Who caused the hedgehog to be so fat in the first
The
place?
owners kept feeding it cake.
Well, that's just... No.
No, so what would you give a hedgehog? Would you give a hedgehog, I don't know, like some Walker's crisps?
what do hedgehogs eat?
I don't know what they eat. Like leaves and stuff?
What
Hang on, I'll
do
do-
hedgehogs?
I'll do
Worms?
a Google search.
Like give
I'll
them
do a
some
quick Google
insects?
search for you.
Okay, try and find out, Mike.
I think there was something on Sonic
In the
Shorts
wild,
about
hedgehogs
that.
are primarily insectivores and will often eat whatever is available. Hedgehogs
Okay,
are
so
known to eat insects, slugs, baby mice, frogs, fish, worms, small snakes, eggs, and even fruit.
Okay.
Wow. Apparently never... But you never feed them... They never feed them milk because it can cause diarrhea
I've
as well.
heard that as well. Oh my god, poor hedgehog.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Insects, slugs, baby mice, frogs, fish, worms. Yeah, basically what...
Give it a Twix.
Give it a Snickers.
I imagine a
provide
hedgehog would
a
like a
well-
Snickers.
For your pet's hedgehog, you want to provide a well-balanced diet that's high in protein.
So no cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, hedgehogs, I think, would probably be better off as pets, given that it keeps them off the road where they have a certainty of death.
Yes,
Good
definitely.
point.
That's
You know,
that's all.
The problem
horrible
is,
when that happens.
I would have thought they'd be good at crossing the road because, they're always on the TV saying look both ways and, singing that King of the Road.
Not if you've seen The Animals of Farthing Wood.
Well, you think hedgehogs would end up in
yes.
Remember that?
Do you guys remember that?
pond?
God, that was a sad moment.
Sounds like Animal Farm, but even worse.
They tried so hard to resist.
It's more
their
like
natural
Watership
instinct,
Down.
they just couldn't do
Watership
it.
Down, yeah. It sounds like a sadder version of Watership Down. Do you guys remember that advert on the TV where the hedgehogs sung King of the Road and they were...
I remember that.
That was
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, maybe hedgehogs in real life should pay attention to that advert.
I don't think it's a case of it's their problem. It's just the mere fact they are probably looking both ways. They're just not crossing it fast enough before a car comes by, and then their instinct sets in, and they're stuck still.
They
for
should
the duration.
use the crossing like other pedestrians. There's no excuse here.
Well, how can they? They can't press the button.
They can all hop on top of each other, and then the one on top can reach the button. Like if there's 12
How?
of them, that will work.
How many hedgehogs are they going to need to do that?
I reckon 12, and don't tell me that there's a hedgehog out there that doesn't know 12 other hedgehogs.
And if there isn't a group of 12 hedgehogs to hand,
Oh no, they can just ask some old lady, and then it'll do it for them.
how? They don't speak English.
But
Don't
what it
speak
could do
at all.
is it could get some grass and then spell it out on the ground with the grass.
With the wind, so the grass
But-
gets blown out of place.
I bet you, if the hedgehog was looking at the woman long enough, the woman would know what it wants. And be like, you want to cross the road, don't you, little fella?
You're also acting under the impression that the woman is looking down at the ground to spot the hedgehog and not stepping on him.
But it can wait for a person to press it. Someone's going to come along sooner or later.
If it has to do that, it's probably not worth crossing the road, and I'd probably just say, oh, forget this.
So you just say social Darwinism comes in here and just run over the hedgehog because it's too thick to know what's going on.
That is unfortunately probably the case, actually.
Oh. So basically you've said slavery is okay as long as it's anthropomorphic, and that, survival of the fittest, we should run over hedgehogs.
I never said anything of the sort. I never said we should run over hedgehogs as part of survival of the fittest.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a good idea.
No, I don't
And
mean
I did-
deliberately, I mean that it's okay for it to happen because no one's really at fault.
I never said it was okay to happen. I'm just saying it happens.
Yeah, no one's fault at all.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to swerve for them.
And again, I do not condone slavery for anamorphic life forms. I am talking about the right for one to have a pet.
Oh god, we're going to have this argument. Okay, last bit of odd news. Long extinct meat was served at an annual Explorers Club dinner in New York City in 1951, and a DNA test was done on this. It was suspected to be from a giant sloth originally, while another account said it was meat from an ancient mammoth preserved in a glacier. New research has discovered the truth. Do you want me to tell you what it was?
No.
Yes.
Ollie?
Go ahead.
It was a modern day sea turtle. So it wasn't an extinct animal at all, and they were conned.
So just a simple mismarketing of a product.
Well, no, it wasn't a mismarketing of a product. The people who were organising this Explorers Club said it was from a mammoth or a sloth. Turns out it was actually just sea turtle meat.
Wow. So and they thought nobody would catch on until now. Then really?
Yeah, because they did the DNA test today.
Wow.
So, would you guys eat a mammoth that was frozen in a glacier?
No.
I'd try it.
Yeah, I'm quite open-minded.
Yeah, because apparently people
Mammoth
surviving in the
taste
side... What?
What do you think a mammoth meat would taste like?
I don't know, a bit like elephant, I suppose, but I don't know what elephant tastes like.
I was about to point that out, Seb. Do you know what elephant tastes like?
No
And then
idea. I imagine it's just like a big cow.
You do, because you've eaten them, maybe. I don't know.
I imagine it tastes like a
reckon it
cow, but
tastes like?
bigger.
So you think it would taste like beef?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a bit like halfway between beef and pork, perhaps. I don't know. This is just.
I can see that because curious enough, because I work in a hotel, I actually met somebody who travels around the world, and they've actually eaten, and this bloke has actually eaten meat meat from lion, wildebeest, and whatnot.
Oh wow!
I'm sure somewhere elephant is considered a delicacy somewhere. I mean, I know in Vietnam they eat snake.
I mean,
oh yeah, they eat anything. They do, yeah. They
I
eat
wouldn't
snakes.
be happy if they killed anything specifically that was endangered. But if it was already dead, then you know. I mean, that's the thing about a mammoth. I wouldn't have any moral, opposition to that because it's already extinct. We can't make it more extinct by eating it.
Well, it'd be quite red. Okay, so how would you reckon you'd sell that? Like the last dead mammoth body that's just been made into a meat meal. You could imagine there'd be people pay big money for that.
Mammoth burger.
Mammoth burger.
But
you know what?
Apparently, people
Burger King inspired by Ice Age.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
You know, I read somewhere that it's creating breeding grounds for pig farming. It's actually ruining our environment.
Well, yeah, because you have to clear space for that, and in a lot of countries, you'd probably be demolishing rainforests and stuff.
Yeah, indeed. So that could upset the ecosystem a bit.
Oh, so it's another save the rainforest deal then.
Well, if rainforests are being destroyed, that's just conjecture.
I think he was just using rainforest as an example for, environmentally important land.
Exactly.
Yes.
It could be some sort of other ecosystem elsewhere.
I'm sure my observations of the rainforest are wrong, but my observations are based entirely from what I've learned of Top Gear. But from what I know of it, is that there's nothing there but insects designed to give you a horrible, debilitating death.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
No, you won't.
Yeah, do you know what they should do? They should just, save all the adorable animals that we like and then kill everything else off. I don't see how that would have any repercussions.
Aren't we doing that already in a way?
Someone should point at an animal and go, do you like the look of that? Yeah, okay, we'll keep it. That spider, just wipe it out.
Well, that's kind of what we do now by adding stigma to certain creatures. Things like viruses, maggots, fleas, woodlice,
Yeah, no one needs all that. Nobody got time for that.
One repercussion does come to mind, actually, Seb.
Really? I thought it was a foolproof idea.
No, it isn't. I mean, here's the flaw in the plan, because eventually you're going to find yourself going up to someone and saying, do you like the look of that human over there? No, I don't. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Isn't that basically just history in a nutshell?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the flaw in the plan, Seb.
So it's already being done, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, after a fashion.
Well, it's been done for every form of life on this earth ever since the beginning of life.
Yeah, but animals eat other animals for survival. They don't eat other animals out of prejudice. A lion doesn't go, oh, those antelopes over there, I'll teach them a lesson.
So what comes after odd news?
Apparently we listened to two people have an argument.
Wonderful. Okay, what comes after odd news is I tell you...
Okay.
Yeah?
Just a second. Right.
Now.
Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to disappear for a second.
Okay.
Okay, well...
What were we talking about again? My brother interrupted me, as you heard.
Yeah, I heard. Anyway, Pete, we're going to look at the picture from last week's What Is This, which is now on the screen, so you can find that on the YouTube channel.
No, you didn't remind me, so I've forgotten. I've no idea what we're doing now.
Well, have a look at the picture, Jack. And I want you to try and guess what this is.
You.
Pete, what do you think is this?
I don't know.
Mike, what do you think it is?
Strangely enough, I actually saw this on the internet once.
Oh, so you know.
I have an idea. Isn't it like some sort of agricultural thing?
You're not far off there. You're going to get half a point for that, because you're not far
Right.
off. Right, I'll tell you what it
Okay.
is. This is the first plant that's grown on the moon.
Oh yes, by the Chinese space program, right?
Yeah, go on, explain, Mike. You seem to know a bit about this.
Well, yeah. Apparently, China's attempting to try and like grow the first ever life on the moon.
Yes,
Yeah, I heard about that.
and it actually lasted for a few hours, but it died off when the sun went down because it went too cold. Which they
Yeah,
expected to happen, but they just wanted to see if it could grow on the moon.
yeah. It's definitely it's definitely an interesting step forward in space colonization.
Exactly. The idea is that you could perhaps build a building that would be self-sustainable on the moon by having plants to create oxygen.
So pretty much like a hydroponic farm.
Yeah, a bit like if you've ever seen the movie The Martian, where Matt Damon gets some dirt and then grows potatoes.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
I still haven't seen that movie.
You should watch it, Pete. It's a good one.
Nah.
It is a good one. Why
I'm
did you
not a-
say now?
I've not been a fan of Martians ever since War of the Worlds.
There's no actual Martians in it. It's about a guy who goes to Mars and gets stuck, and then they have to bring him
Are
back.
you talking about the film or the musical?
The film. There isn't a musical.
War of the Worlds.
Oh,
Oh, War of the Worlds. Yeah.
the
Now, if you wanna-
chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, but still they come.
You know, they did an alternative version of that song, Seb, with Liam Neeson doing the,
They did.
Wow.
doing the non-singing parts.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean
And
where
Gary
it's just
Barlow
doing the
doing
voice?
singing parts.
Oh, that sounds brilliant, actually. Can someone send me a link to that at some point? Because that sounds brilliant.
I'll look for it right now.
I bet I can do it before you.
So I'm going to do things.
Spotify.
I'm going to do things a little bit differently this week. I'm going to show you the What Is This Now.
Found it. I win.
Yeah. I'm going to show
Wow.
you the What Is This Now, and you have to tell me what you think it is, and then whoever's closest wins. So it's up on the
Wow.
screen now.
Yeah, it's a curious little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a glass jar, to be honest.
It's just what's in the glass jar.
Yeah,
that seems
exactly.
I might know what that.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't
Pete
specifically say that.
knows. Pete, what do you think it
Well, I
is?
don't know, but it looks like some cigarette ends, like cigarette filters.
I'd say it looks more like string than cigarette end, to be honest.
Right, you're both way off. I'll tell you what it is.
Of course we are.
I'll tell you what it is. The bit of supposed prehistoric meat from the meal that was DNA tested.
Ah.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's it.
Hey, go away! Go away! Sorry about that.
It's okay.
We don't forgive you.
So yeah, good, isn't it?
Pete?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, for a moment there I thought you'd gone off to do violence.
So yeah, we'll just have a bit of free conversation now. You know,
Fuck off!
how have your guys' week been
Not
individually?
too. Yeah.
Horrible.
Oh,
Sorry,
really? Why?
Because I've got a bloody head cold. Why else?
Have you ever tried drinking lemon and ginger tea?
No, because I don't like ginger.
I thought you were going to say lemon and gin then. Why, is that supposed to make a cold better? No, but I just like
It
gin.
Yeah, it helps. It helps. Actually, helps cold lemon and ginger.
I believe you, but I don't like ginger.
Yeah, fair enough.
But ginger has
I've
souls.
still got a bit of a cold as well.
Uh,
So
everyone's-
everyone's got a cold.
well, you get rid of mine. I just bang my knee on the side of the bed, trying to.
And that worked.
No. I just had a clumsy moment. I haven't got a cold.
Oh, I thought you meant that you banging your knee automatically cured your cold.
No, it didn't.
I was going to say, I don't think the two are related, Mike.
Yes, that's like yes. Don't worry, on.
Oh God, my head! Oh my God, my cancer's cured.
Oh.
That's probably not a good thing to have, given there are so many people dying from that.
Bangs head again. Oh God, it's back now.
Oh, if only that was the case. So what's your week been like then, Seb?
It's been all right. Middling to slightly lower than average, but yeah. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been trying to edit Ollie's new video a little bit.
Oh, nice.
I've been playing more of that Hearts of Iron game, so you're probably bored of hearing me talk about it now.
Yes.
Yeah, I brought back the Kaiser and the German Empire, and I've just defeated the Soviet Union with the help of the Americans, British, Polish, and French.
Well, don't tell Putin that.
Well, he's on the Ritz now. But yeah, Putin on the Ritz. I'm now trying to take down the Japanese Empire.
Oh, wow.
With the help of the Allies, as Germany.
So you really are cutting a big swath across the world then?
Yeah, well, I got back a colony off China from before World War One, but unfortunately Japan conquered it again. But I'm hoping to be able to get a bunch of islands off Japan if we win the war.
Okay.
So we'll be able to have a German Empire again.
Wow.
I've also got Russia, Ukraine, and all the Baltic states, that used to be part of the Soviet Union, as puppets.
Oh, right. So
I set up puppet regimes in those places after I defeated the Soviet Union.
Wow.
So yeah, it's quite good having all of Russia as a puppet.
That's probably the only way to fight against corruption, to actually put in your own puppet dictatorship, so that you know when the corruption happens.
That's pretty much what I did, yeah.
It's sad that that's the case. Very sad.
Although I went to protect Poland on the condition that I get some land off them, and I didn't get that land, so I'm a bit pissed off about that.
Oh.
But there you go. Yeah, what have you guys been doing anyway? Been watching anything, playing anything?
Well, I went out for a meal on Friday.
Oh yeah.
My drama group.
What did Emil think of it?
What did the meal think of your group?
Yeah. So where did you go, Pete? What did you eat?
We went out for a curry.
Oh, nice. I love a curry.
I'm back.
Yeah. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Yeah, I just yeah, I'm back now. What did I miss?
I don't know, just talking about
Chit
our
chat
weeks,
now.
what we've been doing. So how are you, Ollie? What have you been doing this week?
Well, I made a declaration on my YouTube channel to start producing more regular content. I'm aiming for a video every day of something.
Okay, nice.
Good.
And also, like, my streaming things, I'm like, it's not like I got much else to do. And of course, I'm working on the recap series. Seb's helping out with that for the next one, but I'm working on a bigger one.
Oh, that's good.
Ollie's streaming on the net with content that you cannot replace.
I've been playing the old Dawn of War game using mods. Managed to figure out how to make it work.
Oh, good.
Good. I prefer the version of Fish God of War.
That's actually a costume in God of War 2. He goes around dressed as a fish.
That's great.
Back in the day before DLC, where you could unlock that by beating the game, God of War is an
free.
actual. Yeah.
Yeah, that was brilliant. And the costumes actually had like little perks to your stats as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I rather
Sounds
hated
fishy
that.
to me.
I rather hated that. I wanted to keep it in keeping with the story.
Make your own story around it.
Yeah, but you've already done the story. After that, it's time for fun.
Yeah,
But the story's fun enough. I mean, you can take people's heads off.
But it's not like it wasn't optional and the whole game was just him in a fish costume.
I mean, you're going to tell me you've never played God of War and thought to yourself the number of people who you wish that minion was?
I want God of War where they just get Kratos and they reskin him as Mr. T.
I mean, just get someone on the ground, put your foot on them, and they're just going, take that! Take that, convenient smart! Take that, bowler rammer! Take that, nuclear power plant!
Oh, I do admit though, I've played God of War. I've got like all of the Greek side of God of War and the Dad of Boy, and I do admit that I actually feel a lot more relaxed after a hard day at work sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, Mike, have you played the new one, Dad of Boy?
Oh god, yes, it's brilliant.
It's amazing.
Yes, it is.
I hear good things about it.
Oh yes, it's a brilliant story as well, and it's an amazing side to Kratos as well.
Yeah, he's mellowed out. He's become a much more chill Kratos, which still averages out to him being a rage case, but he's really chill compared to how he used to be.
Yeah, he's a bit more moderate in his uptake, isn't he?
Yeah, like pre-Greek pantheon slaughter, Kratos would have thrown, like, his son or not, he'd have thrown Atreus, or boy, into a Hydra's mouth for talking to him the way he does.
He would have given him a good smack. He would have given him a good whack, definitely.
Yeah.
On that note, I think that's about it for this week. So, thank you all for being on the show.
Right.
Yeah, no worries.
Do we all plug ourselves at the end? That's what I do at the end of my stream.
Oh yeah, naturally.
If that's what you're into.
Hey.
So how do we plug ourselves again?
It was worth me asking for that joke alone, Pete.
Insert it. Yeah, plug yourselves, guys. Do it.
Well, you can find me under Ollie Johnson pretty much everywhere that has usernames. YouTube and Twitch. I've also got an Ollie Games gaming account, where I'm going through Kingdom Hearts 3. May or may not go back to that a little later today. And I also write blogs and stuff.
Indeed he does. He tells the truth.
Yes, it's called Ollie Johnson's blog, What He Writes Sometimes.
Yes. How about you, Pete?
Well, you can find my channel on Peach Shipway.
Oh, yeah.
Or Shippy1991.
The Ship of Ways. How about you, Mike?
Well,
Sorry, I don't know if Pete was finished. Were you finished, Pete?
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete. Sorry.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure. So.
And at some point, I'm planning to do a Let's Play of the new Spyro game.
Oh, that'll be good.
I don't know when that will be, though.
Well, hopefully it'll be soon. I'm looking forward to it.
I love the PS4's streaming function. You can just hit the share button and have it done. If you want to do it through OBS with anything else, it's really fiddly.
Well, if you can turn back time.
If I could turn back time, I think I would undo the time I was born.
So yeah, Jack, where can people find your work?
Actually, I'm just going to say to Jack, you can't actually do that. Legends of Tomorrow have established why it's impossible.
I'm sure I was having this debate with Jack last week.
Yeah, because, like, there's a scene where John Constantine wants to give his dad what he calls a back alley vasectomy. And he goes to kick his dad in the balls, and he just flashes and he can't do it. It's like, if you kick your dad in the nuts, you don't exist to come back in time and kick your dad in the nuts.
Exactly.
Therefore, you didn't do it.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I've seen that clip.
That's a good clip.
I also saw Puppets of Tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Jack.
History.
And that is
Solving
why
some
Legends of
mysteries.
Tomorrow is my favourite Arrowverse show. It's the only one that knows what it is.
Jack, where can the internet find you?
I'm sitting right here.
Have you got anything that you want to plug?
Not as of yet, no, but I'm working on something.
Oh, where could we find that when you get it? When you've done it? What is your ports of... like?
Oh, and Seb,
Yeah.
make sure you put all this in the description.
Alright, make more work for
Put
me.
all our links in the description.
Yeah, I'll search for your channels and I'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, my channel is called SWOTOR Saga. Aren't you all subscribed?
This is for the benefit of other people.
Benefit of any listeners we might accrue.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, if I wanted just my friends to know, I wouldn't tell you guys.
There.
So yeah, that's it for this week. We will see you next week, same bat time, same bat YouTube channel. Also, later on we might just do Radio Mishmash, so look out for that online.
Alrighty then.
Oh, not that again.
Goodbye.
See ya.